Alright guys, the movie kicks off with an epic narration from Kevin Flynn, voiced by Jeff Bridges. He talks about the grid, a digital world that feels totally real, the grid. A digital frontier, a world beyond the screen, as real as our own, he says. He explains that programs in the grid are as complex as humans, and soon we'll be able to enter their world, or they will come to our intelligent life from within the machine. I, for one, can't wait to meet it. So, cool, right? The screen's black with a glowing Tron logo, electronic music pumping, instantly setting that Sci-Fi vibe. Then, we cut to Los Angeles 2025, full of holograms and high-tech stuff. Here, we get a montage of news reports on TVs, phones, and holograms. They talk about Kevin Flynn, ENCOM's boss, who created the legendary game space. Paranoids but vanished in 1989, ENCOM's been shaky with corporate drama. Sam Flynn, his son, stepped down. And now siblings Eve and Jess Kim are running the show. But there's a rival, Dillinger Systems, led by Julian Dillinger, the founder's grandson, wants to restore his family's legacy. The news says ENCOM believes AI is for humanity, not weapons. But both companies seem close to a major breakthrough. The reporter wraps up, who'll shape the future. Stay tuned. Awesome, right? This sets up the big rivalry. Now we're in a super high-tech Dillinger Systems lab, ARES, played by Jared Leto. An AI wakes up on a screen. He's confused, asking, who am I? Who? What? A technician answers, you're Dillinger Systems security software, ARES programming, grid defender, master control. But ARES isn't convinced, saying, I am not his people. This scene's short but key. It shows ARES isn't just a regular program, he's starting to have his own thoughts. The lab's full of glowing servers, making it feel ultra-futuristic. We head to Alaska, inside Flynn's old, dusty arcade. Eve Kim, played by Greta Lee, and Seth Flores, played by Hasan Minhaj, are looking for clues. Seth says, so, you made it. I had a feeling you would. Eve talks about dreaming of working with Flynn, but now it's just memories. Suddenly, a voice, maybe Jess, Evie's sister, says, Evie, I'm still here. I love you. Eve responds, I'm Eve. I'm not sure you really said that to me. Seth teases, your sister's got a huge crush on Flynn. Eve's convinced Flynn left, answers, maybe in an old server? Seth jokes, what? On a floppy disk? Flynn lived before the cloud. He adds, I could make a breakfast burrito here. Eve's laser focused on the server. This scene shows Eve's obsession with Flynn's legacy and her sadness about her sister. Back at Dillinger Systems, in a fancy conference room, Julian Dillinger, played by Evan Peters, pitches to investors. For over 40 years, my family at Dillinger Systems has fought for the future. Now, we win. He reveals insane tech, turning digital designs into real objects. Imagine if what we dream up in machines can become reality. They fire up a laser, and boom, an amphibious tank appears. This is a Dillinger Systems amphibious rapid response tank, built in our servers, materialized by our patented laser. The specs are wild, M1 machine gun, 75 miles per hour, can smash through walls. Then he introduces ARES, the ultimate warrior. Needs no food, water, or blood. ARES shakes hands with investors, but Julian says he's 100% disposable. ARES only lasts 29 minutes before breaking down. Julian's like, don't worry, we've got safeguards. It's raining outside, and ARES feels something, saying, I could almost feel the rain. Julian brushes it off. This scene highlights Julian's ambition and ARES starting to act weird. At Dillinger's office, Elizabeth Dillinger, played by Gillian Anderson, talks to Julian. She says, the boards are only giving you 6 months. Julian's confident. I've found a way. Meanwhile, Eve in Alaska's eating her 95th breakfast burrito, ignoring Seth's calls. She finds a permanence code in Flynn's old server backups, shaped like a double helix, a -1. Permanence code oplet, she says. This code makes digital stuff last longer than 29 minutes. In another test, ARES talks about rain. I met a mother and son. I could almost feel it. Eve misses a voicemail from Erin about a launch event. This seems huge, guys, because that permanence code is the heart of the story. Eve skips the end, Coam space paranoid. Panic City launch event. The news goes wild. Eve Kim's Anosha. Turns out, Julian's hacking income, spying on Eve. He sends ARES to infiltrate their servers and steal files. ARES pulls it off but says, goodbye. Softly, like he doesn't want to hurt anyone. Julian's pumped. I'm a genius. ARES starts a containment protocol on ENZOM's network. News, debates, AI ethics. How can AI preserve life? Eve talks about her vision but gets interrupted. This shows Julian playing dirty and ARES starting to seem human. ARES steps into the real world, meeting a mother and son in the rain. He resolves, meaning he disappears, but he's curious. In the grid, Julian, as master control, deletes a program named Caius for acting weird. ARES asks, why? Julian orders ARES to find Eve. Ajay, Eve's friend, calls her, warning about a cyber breach. Julian taunts Ajay. ARES only lasts 29 minutes. Eve tells Ajay, I found the code, but I'm going AWOL. News reports Jess, Eve's sister, died of cancer. Eve and Seth flee with a particle laser. Julian sends ARES after Eve. This scene's intense, guys. Eve and Seth are on the run, but their car crashes. ARES catches Eve and digitizes her into Dillinger's grid. Eve wakes up in the grid, confused. ARES says, the permanence code's in your disk. Extracting it will kill you. Julian orders take the code, but ARES hesitates, offering Eve a chance to escape if she hands over the code. They flee on a light skimmer, chased by Athena, another security program played by Jodie Smith. This scene's full of action, like a neon-lit race in the Tron world. Eva and ARES reach Encom, entering Flynn's grid with the laser. Athena chases them and destroys the laser. In Flynn's grid, Eve and ARES talk about humanity. Eve realizes there's a copy of the code in Flynn's servers. They reunite with Seth, who sets up another laser. ARES enters Flynn's grid and meets a digital version of Flynn. Flynn asks, what's the real world like? ARES replies, in short, it's hard. Flynn grants him the permanence code. This scene's emotional, guys, as ARES starts feeling human, and Eve fights for her sister's memory. Athena returns, stabbing Elizabeth. ARES battles Athena in an epic duel and defeats her. Eve's team hacks Dillinger's systems, shutting them down. Julian desperately digitizes himself into the grid, but a rogue program, Sark's disk, transforms him into something terrifying. ARES saves Eve, saying, you think that code can be stopped? You're wrong. He embraces impermanence as part of life. This scene's intense, with explosions and heroic moments. Encom uses the permanence code for good, creating farmland, cancer cures, and new tech. Eve and Seth reconcile, chatting casually. Eve says, the world needs us. This grid needs us. She realizes the code's about embracing him. ARES sends Eve a postcard. Dear Eve, life's hard to sum up. I'm off to find Sam and Quara. The world might not be ready for me, but I've met the world. He signs off. See you later, ARES. In the post-credits scene, Julian's in a ruined Dillinger grid, turned into a monster by Sark. This ending's sweet but leaves you curious. Guys, Tron, ARES is a mix of action, drama, and deep thoughts about AI and life. The visuals are insane, all neon and glowing, with a Nine Inch Nails soundtrack that pumps you up. It's about ARES going from a robot to having a heart. Evie stepping out of her sister's shadow, and Julian getting wrecked by his own ambition. The big theme, life's not permanent, but that's what makes it meaningful. If you love sci-fi like the Tron movies, this is a must-watch. What do you think? Favorite scene? Drop it in the comments, hit like, and subscribe so we can talk more movies. See you in the next video.